There's one robotics company that could become the next Tesla. That's crazy to say for a $3 stock. But people thought Steve Jobs was crazy. People thought Elon, they still think he's a little crazy. Let's jump into what this stock is and why the buying opportunity is so big right now. Here it is. This is the company Richtech Robotics. It is based in Las Vegas. And if we take a look at their robot, we can see some of that Las Vegas flair. Okay? Here it is. This thing looks legitimate. I mean, look at this thing. Look at the tactile granularity of this device. It's pretty solid, right? I know people are down on robots, but this thing just picked up a cigar, handed it to its partner, and you got yourself a pretty effective robotic bro companion. Okay, bro on demand, bro you can buy, whatever you want to call it. We don't have to be too jokey here. Okay, this is a company that if you take that application to the food and beverage service, okay, pouring drinks, grabbing a cigar, and you expand it a little bit and think about industrial applications, Amazon, package picking, food picking, and humanoids in senior centers, in your parents' house, in your house, doing jobs that people don't want to do. The market cap, the market opportunity is both massive for this company and for the sector. So who cares what they do? Well, you care because you want to hold the company. If you just look at the chart though, there's a ton of volume recently, and it is coming up over this 350 level. Would it have been great to get in before 3? Yes, but also you didn't know that this move was going to happen. Okay. I think this is the much better play rather than SERV. Okay. Serve has just been pretty brutal. So in terms of risk, I think RR is a little bit more of a upward trajectory and less dangerous. Okay, you can take your pick. Okay, perhaps you could say there's a way to risk very little here because this is sort of a large channel forming that it just broke out of. But I'm not here to draw downward lines and do astrological surveying on my charts here. Okay, this is pretty obvious. It's a big flat straight line here. It started to jump up, came back, and has a higher low and a ton of volume. I mean, this thing is just beautiful. So price levels, 350 is going to be a major one. 4 is definitely going to be major. So if you can see how it reacts to those levels, I think that'll be pretty healthy to deciding whether to keep holding it or not. 1350, that high going back to June, February of 2024. Okay. I guess this is actually January 1st. This is the monthly chart. By February, it was all the way down here. Doesn't matter exactly when this happened. It was more than a year ago. So these people sold, okay? It's very unlikely they're just going to open up their Robinhood app, their TD Ameritrade, their bank of whatever it is, and see that their RR position is up and then sell it, okay? These are the guys we're more worried about. And most of them by this volume profile are concentrated down here, which we can just see by looking at it. We don't really need this blue thing over here, although it's kind of fancy looking, so I keep it on here. Look at how few people are up here. There's pretty much no one. So once it gets up here, there's a lot of room to the upside. We have a career risk level. Looking right here at this level, you can get super granular here and say it's somewhere around 320. Okay. Risk a little, make dollars. That's the name of the game. As far as a little more about Richtech, okay, they don't have a lot of revenue, okay, million, but we know that, okay. We didn't even talk about medical deliveries as a application. I don't know exactly what that is. I assume that's some type of surgical assistance device. I don't think they're talking about self-driving cars or anything like that. The restaurant one is the one they like to market because it's fun to watch their robot pour a drink like we just watched it grab a cigar. I assume heavy payloads has something to do with putting it in a warehouse and moving big packages around, or even in a machine type setting, if those even exist in the US on a large scale. Okay. Maybe at a ship dock, but I'm just speculating here for the value heads because I know you guys like to hear what the company's going to do. I respect that. In the long term, you do need to understand that. But this is why it started moving just a few weeks ago. This 4 million sales and licensing agreement in China. Okay. I know China is a little bit of a red flag for you, for some of you, and it's a eyebrow raiser for me too. But you have to accept that China is very advanced in robotics, and so to get some money from them at the initial stages is not totally a red flag in my book. Okay. It is something that you don't want all their revenue coming from China in the long term. But look, okay, they are operating at a loss. They are a $3 stock. We're not expecting that this company is to be thought of in the same breath as Tesla, even though I did say that right in the beginning. But there are some positives that they just had an agreement for this new property. Okay, they're not in a garage, they're actually expanding their assembly and manufacturing capacity. They're not just finding more space to put marketing and salespeople in. Okay, there is demand, and at the current time, China is filling that demand. Okay, so will some company in the US catch up? Let's hope so. Okay, that's why we're buying it long term. Will the government place an order with them? Let's hope so. That's why we're buying it. But this is where they're starting out. They've poured 16,000 drinks in Vegas just this year. We saw the video, and there's a lot of big commercial opportunities with serious, huge companies like Walmart that we all know and love, especially as investors. Okay? So that's really the fundamentals for this company. It's a $3 company. There's only so many fundamentals, but if we want to call them a leader in the emerging robotics era, why not? If you guys like this analysis, hit that subscribe button. If you want to talk about these stocks, talk about price levels, talk about when to buy them, talk about which stocks to buy on a given day, head over to stockscommunity.com. You can join for $25 for 7 days. If you like the video, like it. And if you want to join, you think it's worth it, give it a shot.